Okay, here we go with a defect run. Now I recorded this one and then I'm putting the commentary in afterwards. I'm hoping it goes okay, but we'll see how it goes. I wasn't planning to upload this, but the run went so well I kind of had to. So, starting off with the draft here, just trying to get something mediocre. I'm going more for an orb build this time round, so picked up a couple of orb cards. Bullseye's another orb card. Pile driver draws some cards. Frost orbs, nice. Should have got the capacitor, didn't. I'm wanting one of those for the whole run, I believe. Stack discharge can be great against some of the early bosses. I don't want any of these. Reinforced body's great block card. Don't really want these. But barrage will do. Chaos is a nice way of getting cards. We're getting orbs of different types to make pile driver better. Glacier's great card. Rip and tear, get a bit of damage in there. It's a good start. Let's look at the path. So I'm looking for as many elites as possible. I'll highlight the path in a moment once I've worked out which one I'm going to go for. Just having a look, seeing where I can get the most elites in. So the left hand path, I think it's might be Act 2 that I highlight the path properly, but Act 3 as well I believe. But yeah, just getting through the early stages, nothing really taxing here, just playing some cards, getting some damage out there, get some block out there. It's kind of very easy to start with the Defect because you can get a lot of block for not a lot of effort. Just kill things very quickly, so dead, nothing good there. I'll take the money. I don't know how weak I'm planning on orbs doing most of my damage. Nothing's attacking me, so nothing to do here except for kill things. Frost orbs give me 2 block a turn, well 2 block per time they're activated. The minute it's just at the end of the turn each orb gets activated. The lightning orbs, see the yellow orb there, it's got a 3 on it. It's going to do damage equal to that number. When you evoke the orb, which always happens when you add a new orb at the back, you evoke the one at the front. It beefs up the functionality of it. Again, I don't think I'm taking anything here. Bit of damage, get some health, get some money. Spend the money, remove the curse that I got earlier. I think they gave me 250 for that curse, or 150, and I just spent 50 to get rid of it, so 328 gold already, it's going well. Just upgrade a loop. First elite fight. So Lagavulin, as you may be aware, stays asleep for the first 3 turns, so just use those turns to set up. The card I played there just give me some block and an extra energy the following turn. So here I'm just setting up some frost orbs for the future, so this turn I can pop off. So I've got to wake him up anyway, so no matter what I do I'm going to have to hit him. So I'm thinking like pile driver, the lightning orb will now wake him up. So now I can just, if I want, just play on my powers out, just to set myself up for the future a bit more. He won't attack me this turn because he's dazed, so I woke him up. So now I need to get some block in, which easy peasy. Defect is like one of the best blocking characters in the game, just because those frost orbs just add so much value. It's about now I realise that the auto shields is not going to do much work for me as long as I've got loops in play, so I don't think that card's going to be long for this world. Charge battery is just so good. For a common, it's very good. Again, full block. Gained a that's an energy orb that you can get from Vision or from Chaos Effects, and a few other cards, but it's quite rare. And that'll give you an extra energy each turn, which is lovely. And if you crack it, it gives you an extra 2. Yeah, it gives you 2 when you crack it, so that's nice. As you can see here, I'm just full blocking and sneaking in some damage when I can. Not really that fussed about what the enemy's doing. Not quite full blocked here. Oh no, I'm full blocked. 20 minutes. So it's just going through motions. Should be dead soon. I've just got damage this turn. Just need to block. Not doing anything. It's just get the kill. First elite down. I don't know if I took any damage there. If I did, it was minimal. I think that's my first lightning orb generation, or apart from the static discharge anyway. Yeah, so now I've got 2 cold snaps, a glacier, so good frost orb, 1 lightning orb, 1 chaos, and a static orb for. It only really is going to make dividends in boss fights like this one here, for example. Get hit nearly every turn, so. Just looking at my potions, this would have been a good fight for the vulnerability potion. I decided not to use it because most of my damage comes from orbs. I think. That was my thought process anyway. Let me know if that's true. Just clean him up here. Minimal damage from the Gremlin Knob. That's the final boss of the game dealt with, so you know it's going to go well from here. If you can't beat Gremlin Knob, then you're obviously dead, but if you can beat him with taking minimal damage, good stuff. This fight's just played by the numbers, everything's easy to beat, so. For the loop, loop's very powerful. Especially, I'm hoping to get some defrags and things to increase my focus. So that will increase the amount of triggers each orb has. So for each 1 focus, each of the numbers on the orbs goes up by 1, which is very good. I mean, it multiplies quite well. So I'm going to take a couple of hits here, but not that bothered. That'll give me some lightning orbs. That's 3 triggers on my frontmost orb. Just thinking that I should finish off the guy at the back. That's good, so we've got full block there. So Power Driver will take out that last one. But if the Rip and Tear hit it, then wouldn't need to target it with that. Get full blocked again, nice and easy. It's not even a challenge. So I start the turn with 6 blocks thanks to the loops. It's just play a block card to full block. I hit the guy at the front, not the one at the back, because next turn that guy's going to attack and I'll probably be able to finish him and I won't even have to block at all. Yeah, cold snap, job done, no block needed. I gained the block anyway, but if I didn't get the block card, I'm getting dealt with. That's the end of that guy. So, the 3rd boss down, and I'm still at half health. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. Turbo and Overclock. Great cards if you're playing a 0 build. Just looking at my health. Make sure I can take it. I've just done 3 elite bites and not got a hit. So, it's in the shop. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's have a look at those. And then I noticed the Apotheosis, one of the best cards in the game. It just removes the need for upgrading your cards because it upgrades your entire deck when you play it, which is fantastic. Meaning you can, every campfire you can go to, you can just concentrate on healing yourself, keeping yourself going. Don't have to worry about anything else. Prismatic Shard would be interesting here, but I didn't go for it because this is a defect introduction, and I think introducing cards from other classes would kind of defeat the object. So here we go, just upgrading the, well, it's going to upgrade the loop, but no, upgrade the Apotheosis, make that cheaper, because that's an every player every time you draw it kind of card. just get started with the slime boss. And this guy splits at half health, and then those things split at half health too. So he's trying to get his damage down to 75, so that I can split him instead of taking his big hit of 38 now. But we'll see if I can make it. Trying to figure out how much damage I'm going to do with cracking the orbs as well as hitting him. So that's 75, so he's going to split. So we're opting playing the power card. So here we've got one that's not attacking, the other one is, so I'm going to try and split the one at the back. Can't split him, but I can gain enough block, but I don't care. Oh, I've got 2 upgraded loops, so I'm gaining 8 block at the start of each turn, as long as I've got Frost Orb in the front slot. Again, that's it's not full blocking, but it's pretty high. 3 damage taken, not bad. So I'll just I should have compiled drive it first. I've drawn an extra card. Mistakes were made. Still, not taking any damage, which is the main thing. Because the power orbs at the front, I've got 8 energy this turn, which is quite nice. So it was at this point I started to realise that this run was going to go well, so I started trying to point out things that were quite good, even though I wasn't recording any audio. But yeah, these lightning orbs are going off quite a lot now. That, that'll give me some extra energy as well. Don't need a reinforced body, so I'm just going to get rid of the slimes. So I took about 15 damage, 20 damage in this fight, not a lot. I mean, it's over. I'm not going to use a smoke bomb. I mean, it can keep you alive and get you out of a fight, but that's not how I roll. I'm going to be trying to just smash everything now. Extra dynamics is a great pickup. Makes Spire, lightning orbs hit every target every time they trigger. Chokers are good, but 6 cards a turn is a hell of a limit. And I'm smashing for everything, so Philosopher's Stone, I don't care if the enemies are tougher, they're doing sod all. They're just getting smashed. Let's have a look here, see what run I go for. Looking at the elites and bonfires. Yeah, go down this route here. Down here. And I can get 4 elites in. Just come up through that way. Easy peasy. I was looking at this going, oh, that's a lot of damage. And then I misplayed because I've only got 1 orb, so that only did 1 hit. I was expecting it to do more. So let's have a look. What have I got up here? I think I'd go with Skim. I like Skim. Draw some cards, and then I've got a turbo to gain more energy, so that's okay. Some Glacier and then Chaos. 24 blocks seems reasonable. 28, that's much better. Yeah, I'm on 66, end of the turn. 58, not bad at all. Considering I had fuck all chance of blocking things at the start of the turn. See if we can get some actual damage out. Electro Dynamics, thank you very much for turning up. It's just what I needed. Now, yeah, I'll take a hit, but that's the end of that fight. Electro Dynamics just nuked them. Consumes the first source of extra focus I've seen, and I didn't pick it up. Ooh. That hurts. I hate watching back and seeing my own misplays. It's not a good feeling. I went for that guy at the front because Rip and Tear hits random targets. Well, it's random targets. So whatever it hit, if it doubles up the damage, it's worth going for that. Not that the guy at the back always does a lower dexterity thing, which is an issue because it lowers the amount of block you can gain with cards. But I've been doing very well with orbs-based defense, and killing things because dead things don't hit back kind of defense. So I wasn't that concerned. Self-repair is just the tool I need to gain back any of that missing health. I mean, you can see I've got a lot of relics up there. The deck's just getting stronger, and it's just going off. These guys hit quite hard. 24 damage on turn 1 is, well, turn 2 is pretty nasty. But the electrodynamics, hitting both of them really does help. And I think about what to do here, so I can just kill him. That'll do. Upgraded consume. Must take that. This is just too good not to. Haunted Cleat gives me a bunch of block on turn 2 every time. Severe Virus gives me an extra Dark Orb at the start of every fight. So start with the Lightning out of Dark now, which is very good because Compile Driver, I get to draw a card for each different type of orb I've got. So Sweeping Beam, Electrodynamics. Thank you, that's exactly what I needed. Duplication Potion, that's a good time to use that one. Past me so smart sometimes. Shame he's dumb the rest of the time. The good thing about the electrodynamics in this fight is the minions he summons. If he hasn't got any minions, he will take the next turn to summon some. And then he will do a random thing, like he'll either do a buff on those minions or he'll attack. And if we could get him in a loop where he's summoning, we're killing them, and then he's buffing them, then he's summoning them, he's just not attacking us, which is lovely. So if you keep killing the minions, then he takes a turn off every now and then. You can get in a cycle, if you're lucky, where he just doesn't attack you. See, these orbs are doing a lot of damage now. They just killed everything thanks to the loop. Bold Lightning, they've upgraded Apotheosis. That's stupid. So that starts in my hand every time. So I get to upgrade my entire deck on turn 1 without fail. So I have zero need to do any smithing. It's just upgrading. Just sleeping, sorry, at every rest site. With the Regal Pillow, that's pretty much a full health every time I go to a rest site. So, this is the start of the absurdity. Sag Discharge is amazing in this fight because this Book of Stabbing always does multiple attacks. Well, not always, it can do one big attack, but often will do many small attacks. Each one is going to trigger and blow itself up. You just see its health just diminishing. You don't have to do anything in this fight, really. Just gain some block. And watch him die. Yeah, it's Cold Snap. So this is my vain attempt to get blocked. Oh no, he died accidentally. Gold plate cables give me basically a loop effect every turn. Except it triggers at the end, whereas loop always triggers at the start. So I'm just looking at my deck going, is it really good enough that I don't need any of these cards? Right, well, I'll take a Ball Lightning because I've got plenty of frost generation. Tori reduces the any attack that's 5 or less damage gets reduced to 1 damage. which is really stupid. Do some more cards. I need some block here. Or some damage. Not that fussy much. Yeah, getting hit a bit here, but I'm still only down to 63. I'm getting some pre-block from the cleat. So let's just kind of kill the guy at the back to stop him from netting me, making me unable to block for a turn. 79 block. That seems like enough. Big block 3. Dynamics here, 28 block just from the orbs. So they're triggering 4 times at the start of my turn and then 4 times at the end. Just dumb. I mean, I could pick up more cards here, but it's really, you don't, when you've got a deck that's just working, you don't want to dilute it with other cards, even if they do cool things. I mean, of course I do dilute with cool cards, because I want to get dumb, but you don't need to. I could have picked up a darkness there, which would have given me extra firepower, but the chaos is really enough to give me diversity in orbs. It does the fission orb, which gives me the extra energy each turn, as well as the dark orb as possibilities. So it's better in this situation because I'm not really trying to stack dark damage. I really don't care where my damage comes from. It just sort of falls out of the character occasionally while I'm doing other things. Much the same as block, just I'll gain 33 block while just moving some cards around. Just it's getting dumb. We got a bullseye, so I don't really need another one. It's one of those cards that I never used to pick, but now I'm happy to get one in my deck, just because it's nice to get that bonus. When you're in a roll boss fight, that extra damage, 50% extra orb damage really adds up. So many relics, I'm only halfway through Act 2. I've finished runs and had lesser relics than this. I didn't have to block, so what's the enemy even doing here? Just falling over for me. I was thinking, okay, I don't have to block this turn. I wasn't thinking, oh, I can just win this turn at the start of that turn. It just sort of happened. I was busy doing other things. So for my potions and the upgrade all your cards potion, all the cards in your hand is not really doing anything for me. I don't have any strikes, so it's not very beneficial. I didn't realise you could use the blood vial to do that. That's why I paused there, because I've not seen that before. It's another book of stabbing. So I've got that block for the turn. Let's not put turbo in the deck. Create the loop. Don't really need electrodynamics, but it's only one target. Well, I don't really need the block either, so just get some damage out of that. I'm on full health, so I don't really need to play self-repair. So, what do I need to do here? Oh no, this was me topping up my vape. That's why there's a pause. So I'm just playing these cards to get them out with my hand, out of the deck, so they're not going to be drawn again. I mean, oh no, I'm going to take some damage here. But it doesn't even matter. There's sort of zero threat going on here. Just oops, I killed them again. Ice cream. Ice cream's stupid. I'm already gaining, or just got so much energy regen with the flower and with the orbs coming in. Now I don't. If I don't spend all my energy in a turn, I can save it for the next turn, which just gives you extra security. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but like here, I don't need to use. Oh, I did use all my energy. If you don't need to use it, right here I've got 5 here. Do I use it all? I can't remember. And a turbo. This upgraded, so that's going to give me another 3. It does put a curse in your deck that when you draw it, you lose 1 energy, but gaining 3 and losing 1 later when you carry it over is, you know, a good exchange. I should play it over every time. But obviously, past me's dumb, and I haven't worked that out at this point in the run. The fusion orb at the front just activated, gave me 10, so that's 10 energy I get to carry over. So I'm not going to have any energy issues for the rest of this fight. Extra dynamics, basically killing the bad guys at the front, the spawned in ones before they even do anything. It's just easy. Getting a bunch of armor for free. See, this is what I was saying about having the capacitor at the start. That would give me 3 extra orb slots. It's a power, so it only does it the once, but I've been working on 3 orb slots and using the consume to knock that down to only having 2 orb slots. Because 3 orb slots with frosting will give you 6 armor, 2 orb slots with frosting will give you 10 armor if you upgrade consume, so you end up with better value. And having less orb slots makes it much easier to slam through them and get them to trigger constantly, which is what I'm doing here for most of my block and damage, to be fair. It's just more orbs, please. Now, a lot of people are taking other electrodynamics here, but multicast with the ice cream potential to be really busted. I don't like not seeing enemy movements, and the cracked core is not really good for me because I don't have extra slots. So, Curse of the Bell, 2 extra cards turn 1, 3 damage every turn to enemies, and now I've got something to do at a rest site if I don't need to rest. I can dig and get another relic, which could be anything. It could even be a boat. So, big fan of that. So let's have a look here, see what run I end up going with. I think I go way down the right hand side because there's a lot of elites over there. Elites and bonfires, because bonfires now are as effective as elites. Because they give me a relic as well. So I went through most of the act without needing to heal. I just healed because I had nothing else to do at a bonfire. So yeah, it's a good route. There's a shop at the end. I've got 742 money, so shop seems good. So turn 1 apotheosis every time, which is dumb. It's just, at this point I realise that if this is a 1 run, I'm just going through the motions. So I could just turbo and do everything. So 0 damage taken, 0 block needed, lovely. Start of this turn, I've got 14 block already and only need to block for 10, so I'm trying to work out how to kill the enemy without hitting it because that one's got thorns, so hit me back. Reboot's pretty good. The upgraded one draws 6 cards, so I just get to reset a hand at any point in the run, which is nice. Up here just so I've got some block. I took 1 damage because the toy kicked in, so I reduced the damage down to 1. So to have accidentally killed all the enemies. I remember at the time I wasn't entirely sure what happened there. I was like, I'm going to try and do some damage, and he just died. But, oh, this is going well. What we got here? Mayhem. Mayhem seems dumb. Let's put that in the deck. I'm already finding it very easy. Now let's get the game to play itself so I don't have to. Seems like a plan. This guy puts a debuff on you which deals 10 damage to your turn at the end of your turn, and then he starts smacking you. So he can be a bother. He's got quite a large health pool. There's not a lot about my character and my gameplay I can tell you about, so I'll just tell you about the enemies for the minute. So I'm just gaining energy, playing cards, and going through the motions. It's really interesting going on over here. Do this 19 block, so I only need to reinforce body for 1. So I can play the Cabal Driver first, just sort of working that out. More reinforce body for 1, 23, 19. I've got the constrict, but even with making a mistake, I take 1 damage and then heal it back, so never mind. Cool Head is very good. It's more card draw, which is something I desperately need with the extra energy I'm generating. This guy is, every time you hit him and do health damage, he changes his attack to do something else. At the minute he's doing it 12 damage to me and he's gaining some block. But this purple swirly one will put a curse in your deck permanently, which is a parasite that when you remove it from your deck you lose 3 maximum health, which is pretty nasty. I do have 1 Chats of Honor Mori left, which is the 4th trinket along, that will negate the curse if I was to get it, but I don't think I've paid attention to my relics for a long time at this point. There's so many of them just doing stuff. So yeah, you can see I've got the vision on the front, which is got me up to 15 energy there. So I'm not going to need any more for the rest of the run, I'm just playing cards. But yeah, the trick with this guy is that when you've got him on an attack that you can soak or that doesn't hurt too hard, you don't hit him again. So now I shouldn't play the Ball Lightning because now he's going to do 30 damage instead of 13. So I'm like, well, let's mitigate that with a weak, so he does 21. Just to recover from my stupidity. Here's where I'm a bit miffed, because if I had Lightning Orb at the front, I can use the multicast to just blow him up, but then I realised he has 7 health. Once I've worked out, hang on, I can't get a Lightning Orb. I'm like, oh, 7 health, I can just kill him with a Cold Snap, or literally any of the other cards in my hand. Past me so dumb. This is an elite. The head. It's got an interesting mechanic where he does a little bit of damage each turn as he sort of warms up. But notice whenever I play a card, the little first icon on this thing's going up. It takes extra damage for every card you've played that turn. So the more you play, the better damage you're going to deal. So it's always worth trying to play your block or setup cards first, and your attack cards later. I'm thinking I could save up some energy and multicast the Dark Orb, but nah. Let's not worry about that. Because the Dark Orb will do, the number at the bottom grows by the number at the top, and the number at the bottom is how much damage it will deal when it gets evoked. So unlike the Lightning of Frost Orbs, doesn't do anything each turn except for grow, and then when you do evoke it, that's when it goes boom. So it's a very good way of killing bosses, because you can sort of stall out with a load of Frost Orbs and a Dark Orb just growing, and then multicast or dual cast the Dark Orb to get massive damage out of it a bunch of times. I'm going down to just one orb here, which is a little on the risky side. But that one orb does trigger multiple times, so it's going to do a lot of damage and just kill the enemy. Hopefully. I'm down to 46 health, so that vulnerable pot I've been hanging on to that I should have used on the gremlin knob just gets thrown in the bin. We're nearly there now, just digging because I don't care about resting. I'll be fine. This again is another elite that's particularly scary. Don't have any block here, so I put that and I gained a couple of energy. I got a turbo by accident there. Just play out the rest of my hand. Lovely. I wanted the frost orb at the front, so I gave me an extra block. Which paid dividends because I didn't draw a block card again. Oh, green frost body, there we go. It's almost like whatever card I draw is the exact card I need. There we go, let's get some powers out there. He's not attacking me, so I don't need to worry about where my block's at. It's in this turn, 46 damage going in. I'm only on 48, so it's not a good number. Let's get some frost orbs going. I think I multicast, so that just solved my issues. It would make sense to leap their multicast. I think they're going to give me 8 block a turn, and just leap will give me 12. Minor respect, I still have plenty of block. 46 there, Mayhem, casting Reinforced Body, free. I believe in Reinforced Body, because that's a lot of block. Back down to 1 orb, but it does nuke him. This guy, actually I've not discussed his mechanics. Every other turn he goes intangible, which makes him take only 1 damage from any attack. I've not been paying attention to when he's available to attack, I've just been chucking cards around. To this point, it was clear that it was going to be very difficult to lose. So, up to 1200 cash. Machine learning could be good. Our first one was good when we got, and now I get a bottle tornado. So now I get a power, as well as my apotheosis and my opening hand. So I can get electrodynamics. So now I start with an upgraded electrodynamics and a bunch of other cards. Which this fight is a great example of why it's good. It's just going to nuke all the bad guys for me, so I don't have to worry about them. Yes, we can do make sense here, I think. No damage. All blocked for the turn, so might as well play some powers. I should nuke the boss, but take the guy at the back out just because if he stays around for another turn, I think the second turn he's in play does 25 damage rather than 10. So if you can kill them, it's always worth doing. The Reptomancer herself doesn't really do a lot. She does 35, I think she does a 22 times 2 as well. But it's not a massive amount, not for this stage of the game. Getting 40 block in a turn shouldn't be too much of a bother. I'm just trying to get cards off my deck now. Oh look, I've got a turbo with all that new stuff. Lovely. So loop. Draw some cards. Get some lightning out there. Self-repair just casts itself. Mayhem really is a very useful card, it's basically just free stuff. So now I just need to evoke some orbs somewhere away. Yeah, I might cast it. Accidentally kill them another way. Another reboot, why not? Goes in on the home straight now. So these guys are doing a lot of damage to me on turn 1. Which is not good. There's not a lot to do about it. So it looks like we're taking some hits. About 46, so nearly at half health. Probably the lowest health I've been since Act 1. You know, I do need to play the self-repair. I better play it now because I might not draw it again. It doesn't help me. So I'm looking at my stuff thinking, oh, this could be damaging. 10 times 2 damage. It's not good. Down to my block though, I got most of the block, and then I killed both of them accidentally. It's just, I'm not spending any time doing any orb math at all. It's just things are happening. Capacitor. There we go. Like 3 tiles before the end boss, I'll finally get a capacitor, which will increase my slots. These guys just they ramp up in damage every turn, and it's just damage race. Put burns in your deck when they do the attack with the green swirlies on, and otherwise they just do a large amount of damage. So it's just a case of beating them up and trying to gain some block while you do it. As you can see, they get a few digs in, but they don't really cause them any bother. That one's going to die to just stuff. So I've only got the one at the back to defend from. To 20 block, easy. Now he's on 5, so Tear just finishes the job. Meteor Strike. That's just the kind of dumb shit I need. Just look at the shotguns. They're only here I want. I don't think I looked at my money until a little bit later. Hard capacitor. This is pretty good. Thinking my deck is not actually doing. It's not on the same page as everything else. So the Rip and Tear just isn't doing orb things, whereas everything else seems to be, or is a block card. So the Rip and Tear's got to go. I'm thinking, okay, so it's about the point where I start looking at my money. Jesus Christ, I've got $1,000. So just get a couple of fruit juices. Potion. Just drink those and give myself some extra max HP. Potion to fill the slot back up. So there's nothing else here I really want. Think about leaving, so well, I might as well just buy the 2 relics. What else am I going to do with the money? It's the last shop before the boss. That's my last relic. Whetstone, completely useless. Those cards can get upgraded anyway from the Apotheosis. Apotheosis goes out. Now I'll try and avoid playing power cards to start with because the boss will get more powerful when you play them. I think that lasts 2 or 3 turns and I'm like, so I'm just going to throw cards around. Looking at my hand, it's probably going to end this turn. As we'll see in the meteor strike, so I wanted to play that. Ah, turbo. Yeah. So now whenever I evoke an orb, I'm going to gain 2 energy. So stop blowing powers. And now I'm up to 7 energy. So that Panache, or whatever it was, I just played Panacea, sorry, has given me 2 artifact charges. Artifact charge will negate a debuff, which this game's quite interesting because even cards that I play that give me a debuff, it can negate those. And even potions that give me a debuff, it negates that too. So you can do some interesting things like you get a strength potion that will give you 5 strength, and at the end of the turn you lose it. If you've got an artifact charge, then you gain 5 strength and it blocks the fact that you lose it at the end of the turn. So it's a nice little trick. So it's always worth looking out for Panacea or the Core Surge if you're on the Defect, because that also gives you an artifact charge. There may be other cards or potions and things. There's an artifact that gives you an artifact charge at the start of every fight, which is nice. But yeah, there's lots of uses for them. I recommend you look out for it. As you can see, I'm just throwing cards around, looking at how much energy and orb stuff can I get. I'm gaining 28 block every turn at the moment. So 31 damage, I gave 41 block just without playing the block card. That was a reinforced body just being played for free to 104 block without even trying. So as I play cards, I'm gaining more energy back than I'm spending. This is just dumb. Start next turn, the loops go off, and we're going up to 15 energy, 17 energy. Sorry. So yeah, meteor strike. Let's go. That costs 5. Yeah, I'm on 16 from 17 because this game's done. So that's just 40 block a turn, just sat on my orb wheel. See, I'm trying to work out how to do the stupidest finish. I was thinking about trying to wait for multicast with like 15 energy in the Dark Orb, but I decided not to go with that. Just getting energy over the front, because then that'll trigger on the loop. Pump my energy up again to 28, 30. Strike turbo. Just give me all the energy and just roll the cards around, please. Okay, so 72 damage. Should be able to do that in this turn. Energy. Yeah, let's see. I just fancied gaining a lot of energy, they're gaining a lot of block. That's my plan here. Not for any other reason than I can. But that's 58 energy that if I don't spend, I'll keep forever. Okay, he's dead. 112 block. All the energy in the world. One of the easiest runs I've ever done. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to the score screen. Playing 144 Ascension 10 draft run. Easy.